there is a way to continue group benefits, and it's called COBRA. What COBRA is, it is allowing a former employee of a company who was covered by, say, group disability or group health insurance, either one or both. They're allowed to stay in those plans, those health plans, even though they're no longer with the company. So you have 60 days from leaving the employer to make up your mind if you're going to utilize COBRA or not. So if you get beyond the 60 days, you haven't made a decision, it's too late. You have to make the choice within 60 days. And then you're allowed to have the benefits for 18 months. Now, there is an exception to that benefit amount time, and that's if you are the spouse and or children of an employee who you've either divorced the person who is the employee who had you covered, through their plan at this employer, or that employee has passed away. If that's the case, the surviving spouse and children can use the COBRA benefits for 36 months. So they get double the amount of time that they can use those benefits if they need them. Now, the thing is, people think COBRA is very, very expensive, when in actuality, it's only 2% more than the cost of the insurance was when you were an employee. The reason it feels so much more is because you are now paying the employer portion, which is usually the lion's share of that cost, and then you're also covering the amount, you're paying the amount that you paid before as an employee. So you pay both the employer and the employee portion, plus a 2% fee for keeping you in the plan, even though you no longer are in the plan. So that's why COBRA is sometimes misunderstood. Everybody says it's so expensive. It's really only 2% more. You just haven't seen the total amount of premium that was being paid on your behalf. There are some situations that would cause you to give up COBRA benefits. For example, if you don't pay your premium, you lapse the policy for failure to pay the premium, it's done, it's gone. If you were to get coverage by another group plan, say you get hired at another employer and they have a plan, so why would you want to pay 102% at your old employer when you most likely you're only going to pay a small portion of the premium just yourself, and the employer at their new place is going to pick up the largest amount of the cost. So you wouldn't want to not take advantage of that. If you become eligible for Medicare, they want you to take Medicare and come off the COBRA benefits. If the employer, while you're, invoking COBRA and you're staying in the health plan, the employer decides to cancel the health plans, well, they're going to cancel it on all employees, and they're going to cancel it on you also because you are still a member of the group and the group coverage is going away. So you would lose coverage that way. And also, you would never be able to utilize COBRA benefits if you were terminated for cause, for misconduct from the employer. Like, for example, you were found to have embezzled money from the company. That's an illegal act. They would not have to even offer you the chance to take advantage of COBRA. It's just not allowed. When you're covered in a group situation, let's say through your employer, and you leave that company, you need to be offered, as long as you meet the criteria, you need to be given the ability to convert your group insurance to an individually owned policy. So your employer will let you know that, hey, you've got a certain amount of time. It's actually for group conversion. Group gets 31 days. So you were a member of the group, so you're going to have 31 days from your date of termination to decide if you want to convert the group coverage you had into an individual contract. Think about that. You're going to go from group to individual. What do you think that does to your premium? Is it going to go up, stay the same, or go down? You're going from group to individual. Individual coverage is always going to be more expensive. So you're going to have a higher cost. That's one of the reasons oftentimes why a former employee chooses to not convert to individual, because the cost can be quite significantly higher. When you are covered by a group policy, you get group rates, group underwriting, much more favorable, and the premiums are much lower because the risk is spread out among the whole group. So if you convert to an individual policy, remember, your premium is always going to go up. It's going to be higher because individual rates, there's only you. That's the only risk they can focus on, right? So your premium is always, always going to be higher with an individual plan versus a group plan.